Martell Holt has officially responded after Melody Shari went live and dropped some shocking allegations exposing years of alleged abuse, threats, and harassment. And let me tell you, Martell's response isn't sitting right with a lot of folks. People are already calling him out for deflecting instead of truly addressing Melody's claims. And social media is lit up with questions about what really went down behind closed doors. Now, in her live, Melody spoke with raw honesty about the pain she endured, recalling incidents where Martell allegedly punched her, threatened her life, and even pulled out a PO during an argument. She pointed out that some of these abusive moments were caught on camera but never aired by production. That's where things get even messier, because fans are now questioning Carlos King and Kingdom Reign Entertainment for allegedly protecting Martell instead of holding him accountable. Melody says it's time to stop protecting abusers, and honestly, her words hit hard. And here's where it gets even more disturbing. Melody claims Martell took $17,000 from her money, she says, was used to support his side chick, Arian Curry, including buying her a car that eventually got repossessed. Add to that, she accused Martell of trying to flip the script, painting her as the aggressor by secretly recording her after provoking her. That's the classic narcissist playbook, y'all. It's manipulative. It's dangerous. And it's why so many people believe Melody when she says Martell doesn't want custody of the kids out of love, but as a way to keep control over her. Martell's so-called response isn't helping his case either. Instead of showing remorse or accountability, he seems more worried about appearances linking up with bloggers. It's trying to shift the narrative and still popping up to taunt Melody outside of court. If you watched his demeanor in certain scenes, the yelling, the veins popping, the rage, you know exactly why Melody's words carry weight. The danger she described isn't exaggerated. It's right there on tape for anyone willing to see it. At this point, fans are asking one big question: when will accountability finally catch up to Martell Holt? Melody says she's done financing her own abuse, and based on her live, she's no longer protecting him. If Martell thought this was going to blow over, he's wrong. Because this right here might be the start of his entire reputation unraveling. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Martell has tried to spin the story. Every time Melody speaks her truth, he finds a way to make himself look like the victim. But the receipts Melody has been dropping are stacking up. And fans are starting to realize that Martell's so-called good guy image doesn't hold up when you look at the facts. Melody has kept documentation, text messages, financial records, and even recordings because she knew one day she'd have to prove exactly what she was dealing with. And that day has clearly come. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that children are involved. Melody stressed how important it is to protect her kids and shield them from the chaos, while Martell, according to her, keeps dragging them into the mess for leverage. Fans are outraged because no matter how messy adult relationships get, the kids should never be weaponized. That's why people are saying this custody battle isn't really about love or parenting. It's about power and control. Now, here's where y'all come in. Do you believe Martell's response was genuine? Or was it just another tactic to flip the script on Melody? Do you think Carlos King and OWN should finally step in and hold him accountable on camera? Because the way things are heading, this isn't just reality TV drama anymore. This is real life, and it's dangerous. One thing's for sure, Melody has made it clear she's no longer silencing herself to protect Martell. She's speaking out for herself, for her children, and honestly, for every woman who's ever been in a toxic, abusive relationship and told to keep quiet. The more she shares, the harder it's becoming for Martell to hide behind charm, excuses, or alliances. And as fans, we're watching history unfold in real time. So grab your popcorn, because this battle is far from over. Melody's live was just the beginning. Another thing that really stood out from Melody's live was the way she described production, allegedly cutting certain footage. She claimed there were moments when Martell's aggression and abusive behavior were captured on camera but those scenes never made it to air. If that's true, it raises a serious question. Why would production choose to protect Martell instead of showing viewers the full truth? Was it about ratings, protecting his image, or keeping the drama going for the show? Fans are demanding answers, and honestly, it's hard not to wonder if the network has blood on its hands for enabling this toxic cycle. Then there's the situation with Arian Curry. Melody exposed how Martell allegedly used money meant for his family to finance Arian's lifestyle, including buying her that car, which ended up repossessed. The betrayal here isn't just about infidelity. It's about financial abuse, too. Melody was left carrying the weight while Martell played house with his mistress on the side. And now, years later, Arian still finds herself dragged into the drama, whether she wants to or not, because Martell refuses to take accountability for the choices he made. And you know what's wild? Even after everything blew up, Martell continues to align himself with bloggers and platforms that enable his narrative. Instead of focusing on rebuilding his reputation the right way, by being accountable, being a good father, and proving he's changed, he's more worried about clapping back at Melody. Sometimes even in the pettiest ways. That tells you where his priorities really are. Meanwhile, Melody has been focusing on her healing journey. She's been building her businesses, raising her children, and sharing her truth with fans who genuinely support her. The contrast between her growth and Martell's stagnation is glaring. She's evolving, while he seems stuck in the same toxic cycle of blame, denial, and manipulation. And that's why fans are rallying behind her more than ever before. Now, let's talk about Carlos King for a moment. Melody put it all on the table, saying that certain storylines were suppressed and certain narratives were protected. If Carlos truly prioritized protecting Martell over telling the truth, that's a huge stain on his credibility as a producer. Reality TV thrives on drama, yes, but not at the expense of covering up alleged abuse. If viewers start to feel like they've been manipulated into rooting for the wrong person, that could seriously backfire on the franchise. And honestly, this isn't just about TV, it's about real life. The way Melody described Martell's behavior is classic narcissistic abuse, love bombing, financial manipulation, control tactics, and then flipping the script to make the victim look like the problem. Women all over social media are saying Melody's story resonates with them because they've lived through the same thing. That's what makes her voice so powerful. She's not just telling her story, she's giving voice to countless others. What really adds fuel to the fire is the custody battle. Melody made it clear she believes Martell isn't fighting for custody out of love for the kids, but as a way to maintain control over her. That's a scary reality, because when children become pawns in a power struggle, the long-term emotional damage can be devastating. Fans are worried about the kids' well-being, and they're calling for the courts to take Melody's allegations seriously. And let's not forget, Melody isn't just dropping vague claims, she's dropping receipts. From the $17,000 Martell allegedly stole 2 recordings and financial trails, she's been documenting everything. That level of preparation shows just how long she's been forced to endure this battle. Most people don't think to keep receipts unless they know they'll need them one day. That says a lot about the environment she was living in. Now Martell may think he can out-talk or out-charm his way out of this, but times have changed. Social media has given fans the power to dissect every word, every facial expression, and every contradiction. People are no longer blindly believing what they see on TV. They're piecing together the truth from lives, interviews, and behind-the-scenes receipts. And right now, the court of public opinion is not on Martell's side. Another layer, too. This is how Martell's actions could affect his professional future. Brands, networks, and even business opportunities are paying attention. His reputation continues to spiral. He could find himself shut out of opportunities that he desperately needs to maintain his lifestyle. Meanwhile, Melody's brand is growing stronger because she's leaning into authenticity and transparency, which audiences respect. Finally, the big question: where does it go from here? Melody has drawn her line in the sand. No more silence, no more protection, no more enabling. Martell's response so far has been weak at best and damaging at worst. Unless he takes real accountability, the tide is only going to keep turning against him. And as fans, all we can do is watch, comment, and keep demanding the truth be told, no matter how ugly it may be.